What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Rustoria Base Invaders, and today we got the EU. We got 8-man, so large squads, but I'm joined today in the casting booth by the one and only Sushi. How you doing today, Sushi?
What's up, dude? I'm doing fantastic, man. It has been a hot minute since I've been here in the booth. Oh my god, have I missed everyone.
Yep, I missed you too, and it's good to have you because obviously we got a packed event here tonight. 8-man, this is going to be a lot of fun. Did miss some of this attack phase, but we are getting into it. 10 minutes already gone. We are roaring and ready to go.
Before we do get into the casting llama, we have to thank our lovely, lovely sponsors today, Rusty Pop.
Just have to
So thank
thank
you
them
guys
for.
yeah, for sponsoring us, because without them, you know, we wouldn't be able to get out the prize money we do. And we have to thank Rustoria servers as well for, you know, palming off one of their own servers for us. So thank you, Rustoria, as well.
Yeah, gotta thank both of them and do really appreciate them and all they've done to support us. So, gonna be a good day though. We, you know, already 20 minutes gone, but we will have some fun here. It looks like already we got some fighting going on, some bases being built, and some teams already with some points. And Sushi, if you could for me, could you explain the points to our audience a little bit?
Oh god, where do I start? Okay, so the point system is basically a rank system, you know. You get points for killing players during the attack phase, or what we call the PvP period. You also gain points during the raid period. Now, the way you can gain points is various. Like I said, you can kill players, you can take out their TCs, you can get points from heli crates and from Bradley crates. And I believe there's a locked crate. I'm actually not sure if we still have the locked crate in the base invaders, but if we do, you also get points from that as well. The points vary. I believe the points are now 3 points per crate for your helicopter crates and your Bradley crates. As for the locked crate, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's 3 points. You also get 40 points for taking out a TC.
Ooh.
And that's your biggest point scorer right there in the raid phase. You know, if you get the enemy's TC, you get 40 points. Plus, you know, that whole entire team's gone. You don't have to worry about it no more. The
Yep, they
higher
will
up
be
on the
eliminated.
leaderboard, obviously. Yeah, the higher up on the leaderboard, you know, so the better chance you get to win it. Right now we have F in first place with 82 points. So they've done a lot during the build phase and the PvP phase so far. Is that QCYO in second place with 81 points, only 1 point difference behind right there. Third place is Punk with 71 points, 10 points behind second place. These guys are going to be catching up very soon, hopefully. That's a very questionable name. Sex Poop with 67 points, almost 69. You know, funny number. And our last one is Twitch, which I'm probably assuming some trolls. And Zero is just overtaking them right now. So that's our top
Yeah.
5 teams right now during the PvP phase. Back off to you, Lama.
Yep, and like you said, you know, it's been tight at the top of this leaderboard so far, but you know, as we get further into the day, you know, we will see that you do get 10 extra points, you know, for being at the top of that leaderboard, but it does end up kind of coming down towards that end. Like you said, getting that TC, getting some teams eliminated, you know, like you said, eliminating those higher value teams can be very, very valuable, but some teams often put on the defense can gain some points for that too. But right now we got some fighting going on at a base. You know, you can see these walls, they don't last forever, only about 10 minutes, but it does let you get some, you know, space towards your opponents, which can be really necessary when you are playing in those open fields.
Exactly, man. Players can use these walls there, zigzagging their way to a base or away from people to get out of tight situations. I've even seen people hide in these walls before, man. I've seen grubs hide in here. This is weird that this is still the PvP phase and we're hearing C4s going off. I think Twitch doesn't like what they built today.
No.
But you can see their neighbors here, Dream, are full of some, you know, some regulars here. We've got Zito. Oh my god, I haven't seen that name in ages. We've also got Joker, a fan favorite, and one of my personal favorites. So I got 10 players, you know, that are in my, like, you know, obviously my top 10, dude, that I love seeing in Base Invaders. And our friend Joker is no exception.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we have a lot of like very experienced players here today that, you know, kind of separate themselves across different teams and sometimes, you know, are playing on different teams and do whatever. But, you know, it is really good to see these experienced players come back and show up and show out to play it. But, you know, we will see that today, but, you know, sometimes the newcomers can come in and take it. So as we get into it, like you said, we'll have to watch if that experience will be able to play out. Or if, you know, they're just going to fall short.
Well, I mean, you know what I forgot to mention, by the way, and you just brushed over this. Oh my god, I hate this page, by the way. So what I failed to mention before as well, the other way you can get points is through raid defenses. And what that means is if you defend a raid through the entirety of raid block and raid block disappears, you'll also get, I believe it is a maximum of 30 points, if I remember from the top of my head correctly, for successfully defending your base.
Yeah, you get those extra, possibly up to 30 points for defending, like you said. But you know, that defense time could be better utilized. So you want to get those finished quick, even though it does benefit you in some ways.
Exactly. Now, as you can see here, now I did say that I really hate this base, and let me tell you, Llama, I've had an experience and a half with Poo Eater's base, man.
Hmm.
These guys, I've played Base Invaders for years now, and the first time I actually seen this base was last year, around August, when we seen this base, and it was unraidable. It went through a whole entire hour and a half of being raided.
Oh.
No one found the TC. And all it is just windows. I think Kaz and I ended up calling this the window base, man. Because you go inside
Yep.
this base, and if they built it the same way it's usually built, there is windows inside as well.
Mhm. Yep.
It is just window for window for window, man.
Yeah, windows all over the place. The apartment style building, I mean, like you said, we'll see how it does fare today because all types of different bases. Usually we see more of the hexagonal kind of advent calendar type base, but we might see some different things like this one. And like you said, it has the ability to work out. We've seen it in the past, but it comes down to today. Obviously, we have some time until that raid phase does start up, a couple minutes, 2 minutes to be exact, but once that is all over, all heck is going to break loose.
You know, I mean, that base that we just looked at reminds me of a particular trap base that we had in Base Invaders once upon a time. Now, we didn't catch it at all this one stream, but there was this trap base that these Russians made, and it was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen on YouTube. I'll get you the link for it later, Llama, but I think that should go in a highlight, man, because they had people raiding them, and all they had to do was shoot out Twig inside the base, and all the raiders on the roof fell all the way down and got absolutely destroyed by turrets. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I love that.
That's what yeah, that's what that base reminded me of. That thing was classic, dude. If we could get more trap bases in Base Invaders, man, I would have a hell of a time. I'd go to town.
Yeah,
So
I want to
see
see just more designs.
Dude, more designs, more not advent calendar related signs would be fantastic. But we can see here, by the way, that FX, our other team here, is that Booga? Oh, it's Buari. Oh my god, not the Buaris. But FX is literally here in the midst of like 6 different bases, so you can see where they're getting their PvP points from. It seems Emperor was eliminated, by the way. Ooh, I wonder what happened there.
Yeah, they will be the first team to drop off, and just as this raid phase is starting, excuse me, that is going to be a good little chunk of points to get towards your team. QCYO looks like they did gain that 10 extra from being at the top of the attack phase at the end of that timer, but you know, as we get into it, those points matter less and less as the TC is worth 40 here.
Exactly. Now, I just want to have a little analyzation of this compound right here. Now, you can see in the northern part of this compound that there is an absolute giant hole that they have tried to patch with a single wall. I don't think that's going to work. Because you can see Punk has utilized this to get inside the base right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy. I mean, we'll see how it pays off here in a couple minutes when teams find out that that wall is not blocking really much of their base, and once it's destroyed they have free access in. And like you said, Punk the ability already after destroying a piece of that base to maybe just walk on in. But teleporting over here towards another base, it looks like we have BH on the defense. We have 0 on the offense. Some good rockets already, and you can see already some damage done or not fully built up walls there. It looks like maybe some twig on that bottom side.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, QCYO, sorry, my bad, I'm stuttering here. They're already here on this. They want a part of this raid as well, so BH is not looking too good for them right now. They're getting raided by 2 teams, maybe a 4th coming. It's a 3-way raid. You can see Zero's already made their way in, by the way. They've already blown open one portion of the wall. You've got QCYO on the other side who's already blown open a wall. Man, this raid is anyone's fair game right now.
Yeah, it really is anyone's, and you want to make sure you find that TC first because you don't want to waste any of your resources to try and break open a base and then just have it be stolen away from you. But they are already inside here. Some of these garage doors actually left open for them, so they could just walk right on in. A player of theirs is down, hopefully able to res you soon. But you know, like you said, multiple teams here in the base does start to make it a little bit confusing for this team that is defending. We talk about 8-mains. You have a lot of players, a lot of pressure to help defend, but when it's 16 or 24 other players from other teams, you know, it is a lot to deal with, and it's starting to crumble. This base is not looking good as the C4 starts to come in.
Exactly. Now, there's one thing here. I don't think a lot of players know. You know what that is? When your teammates go down, you actually res them with a med pen. I don't think anybody's... I've never seen that in base invaders, because it is 5 seconds to res your friends with a med pen, rather than the 10 or so seconds it takes to get without to res them. I don't think anybody's done that. I've not seen anyone utilize that in base invaders before.
No, I don't think I have either, and you know, that is kind of a big difference. You know, cutting that res time in half can really get you up and get yourself back in the fight. But talk about getting in the fight here, it looks like already in towards the middle core of this base. It's where Zero wants to get. Some doors finally being closed here on the side of BH, but closing doors will cost you your life. Now the BH players just trying to swing out, trying to get some sort of space back in their own base, but these rockets are just relentless.
Zero just died to his own C4. I don't know if anyone caught that, but that's the reason why there's an AK on the ground right now. It's because one of the Zero members just died to their own C4.
Unfortunate. That's all I can say.
That is very unfortunate for them. Now, a top-down raid is our most current form of raiding in base invaders. It's probably the most efficient way, in my opinion, as well, opposed to completely opening up a base, which you can see out here. Top-down is probably it's easier to patch top-down, but it's also easier to cover more ground from a top-down raid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you really can see the layout from the top rather than, you know, you blow open a wall and you see, oh, well, we found a core and some doors. Well, we don't know where we are now. We don't know much of this base design, but if you're breaking in from the top, you have a lot more access. But it's like you said, you know, it is a little bit easier to patch up and a little bit, you know, you have to utilize those ladders to get up towards the top. So it can be a little bit more riskier, but can gain you more knowledge, which is really what you need in a base, because, you know, the knowledge is the most important thing. It can come down to a 50-50 between you and another team, but if you know more than them and you know, maybe I know the TC isn't, you know, that's the most important thing. Knowing where the TC isn't, it can get you those 40 points.
Exactly, dude. You know, something I've noticed here with QCYO is that they're not willing to touch that shooting floor. Now, getting access to that shooting floor is probably the most beneficial thing any team can do when raiding. That literally, what's the word I'm looking for here? It basically stops the defending team from looking down over everyone else. So you really want to get access to that shooting floor as soon as possible. It's literally the biggest advantage you have. Now, obviously, experienced raiders know this. Maybe some new people might know this, they watch lots of videos. But that would probably be the best bit of advice I can give any of you guys listening right now for raiding. It's always, if you're top down, make sure you get access to that shooting floor. It's your biggest advantage.
Yeah, you need access to that shooting floor, like you were saying. Some kills traded here on the bottom floor. QCYO getting some work done. BH, actually, you're going to find it first here. BH will be eliminated by QCYO. And it's like you're saying, that front line, that shooting floor is important, but not as important as those 40 points. And talk about our #1 team extending
that bumps
their
them
lead.
up, dude. 183, dude. These guys might be, you know, they might be set to win this time around. Who knows, man? I'm excited to see. So we're over here now with Poo Eater's base, the dreaded window, like you said, apartment building, the window base, the absolute pain in the ass to raid.
It's a tall, chunky boy here, as it looks like their team Knight is trying and push forward, get some space here in the open field, but you know, they can't really gain any ground right now. All of that height from the window building giving them some good angles. You can see Poo Eaters just sending some players out to try and disrupt this push and getting some good flank kills. So good job so far. And now you talk about gaining access to the shooting floor. Well, this building is all shooting floors.
It's all shooting floors, man. Getting access into the shooting floors on this kind of base is probably not beneficial to your team whatsoever. But again, like, if you get the right spot, because I'm pretty sure in the core of this base, it is just like a spiral staircase all the way to the top. So, I mean, if you get access to that, maybe you're fine. But dude, this is just all shooting floors, man. It's just all shooting floors. There's no advantage to taking them. Right now, I've got to say, this is the first time I've seen the ramps being utilized, though, on the top floor, for those kind of peak downs. We can see that this base has already been blown into. Haven't really got that far. It just seems it's like it's a little inconvenient that all the doors are open, which is kind of a downfall here.
There's doors.
There's no ladders. Yeah, there's no doors. There's no ladders. I don't even think there's even a breach in this compound. I think Poo Eaters has defended pretty well here. pretty solid team. Like you've got Flu and I'm pretty sure I saw Deathwing on the opposite team, which I thought originally was Pooies. But we're going to be heading over to a different raid now. This is Twitch versus Dream, you know, built almost on top of each other. Dream's base is, it's pretty open. Just like my beer on a Sunday night.
Yeah, there's some breathing room in this base. Maybe not what you'd want in a Rust base, but you know, we'll see how Dream can defend. Their beds are open also for destruction. If those get destroyed, obviously they're gonna have to respawn someplace else. But they are repairing very quickly. Importantly, those repaired walls do not have as much health as a full wall. They take some time to get repaired, and one rocket is gonna clear them all out.
Gets rid of everything. Yeah, that gets rid of everything, man. We finally. Mind you, we put that in a little while ago because a lot of people were complaining, you know, to be fair that, you know, people put walls up and, you know, it'd be full health. So this helps out a lot with raids, which means that placing the walls you need to think about placing them now. Like there needs to be some strategy behind repairing a base. Because I've even seen that some walls can even just be shot out with explosive ammo, even if it's a high quality wall.
Exactly, like you can just take that wall out at so low health. You have to be very strategic about it, or you know, maybe you're just trying to waste resources from the other side. But Twitch, they are just sending these rockets from their own roof, so I don't think they are too low on any resources as they continue to blow here into the core. Looks like they are getting further and further in. An interesting little base design here, a little bit blocky, we could say, and some beds exposed right now. Really, the only thing along with this outer wall.
So it seems Dream's builder, or Joker, has died and he's now made his way up onto the, you know, one of the topmost floors. He's a little bit stuck right now. And I've got to say, if you compare both these bases, Dream's base is way more open than our Twitch team. So I wonder just how long they are going to last. Oh god, what is that little tower on their base, by the way? What's one of those shop fronts? My god. Soprano was eliminated by SpaceX, so that goes our number 7 spot team right there. So GG's
to them. Sad to see them go, but you know, they did get a lot of points in the process. And for the side of SpaceX, that is a good raid. That was very necessary. I mean, talk about only really having 50-60 points before that raid, jumping yourself up to now 100. And QCYO, they have a pretty hefty lead right now on the competition, but it is not over in any sense. Like we've seen crazy things happen, and also, you know, as time goes on, as you know, that number 1 team extends their lead, the target on their back just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until teams decide, well, maybe we should take them out, and then we wouldn't have to gain as much points to surpass them.
Exactly, dude. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted by Twitch chat here, you know. Got some people, you know, doing what players do, doing what salty players do, you know. Gotta call out other teams.
But yeah, raid will continue here on Dream, and their base still taking a lot of damage, and you know,
it seems like they're going to be able to hold out.
Yeah,
it really seems like they'll hold out, man. We're going to switch over here. We're going to head up to 04. So this is FXX Buari. I think I butchered their name. Punk. There's another couple of teams here as well. I can't remember them off the top of my head. But Sex Poop, our number 6 team, also here trying to snake the raid away. We can see Buari's. This is way over. Oh yeah, that's right, because they didn't get the finisher during the build phase or the PvP. So their TC could be anywhere, anyone's game right now. This base is, you can see straight through this base, man. It's like a skeleton right now.
Yeah, it is not looking too good, and like you said, TC could be anywhere around, but if they want those 40 points first here, Ferrari is going to lose a lot of their players' lives, and most of those beds probably destroyed too, so that's something is you have to watch, that when those beds are gone, there it is, the TC is found. Not destroyed just yet, but 40 points away. It's like FXX.
There it is.
Gonna be the ones that actually sneak it away from Punk.
FXX stole it. Oh my god! Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. I thought for sure that Punk had it then, but I just realized that Punk died and FX stole that TC. Dude, nice play to them. So that puts FX in the lead right now at 204 points. That is only 5 points from memory. Dude, my maths is terrible, but it is 5 points, right? Yeah, 5 points away from QCYO. So these guys are going to be our top 2 teams right now that are going to be fighting for that pole position. And we've headed
Be
over here
fighting
to
for sure.
SpaceX. Oh, dude, definitely. I've got no doubt in my mind that these two teams, it might even be close. Like, I'm thinking there might be just a single point difference between these two teams, like towards the end of this like raid phase.
It really could be. I mean, we've seen that before, that it comes down to really, really close point totals. But, you know, talk about Punk, you got to feel bad for them on that one. Sitting in 5th place right now, like you said, they sent a lot of resources towards that base, a lot of their time invested, and, you know, they die a couple players there at the end, and they lose everything. They don't get those 40 points. I mean, that one's going to hurt them a little bit, but they're going to have to bounce back and maybe, you know, try and get revenge on their neighbors that just stole it.
Fingers crossed, maybe they will. I mean, I would be going out with a vendetta if someone stole my raid. So we just had a Twitch chat right here. So Byride says the patrol doesn't give points. Yes, it does, and it gives 3 points from memory. Yeah, that's per crate. Pretty sure 4 crates patrol heli. I'd have to. It's 5 crates? Oh yes, we upped it to 5 crates. So that's 5 crates worth 3 points each. So what's that? 25 points, isn't it? No, hold on. No, that's 15 points in total. I'm getting a control heli. Sorry, I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Maths was not my strong point in school. Okay, don't.
It is early for Sushi. Okay, we give him a break.
It is. It's like right now. Yeah, it's 3:15.
Okay, you don't need to do math this early, but FXX, they're going to be doing some math, and they're going to be jumping themselves up. Still holding down this 1st place. 11-point lead right now, extending it even further. Some of those extra PvP points, and just extending it, that's a good job. Really a separation between 2 and 3, though, is the biggest gap right now. FXX and QCYO staying both together at the top of the leaderboard, but Knight and Zero, Punk, and the rest of the leaderboard still close by if they do slip up. But this current raid is going to be going good for right now. Going to destroy some of those walls, and it is SpaceX once again who had taken a raid, had maybe not gotten as much points as they had wanted to in the attack phase, but you know, looking to get another raid here, hoping to expand and, you know, jump up that leaderboard. 40 points would be huge here for SpaceX, excuse me, or any other team.
Yeah, it would bump them up, definitely. It's like at least 4th place, even. Maybe even 3rd place. Yeah, that'd bump them up to about 3rd place if they got this TC right here. But this is what Chaos. I'm seeing SB, Chaos, and a couple of the teams around here right now. But that rocket kill would have been crazy if it landed. They are still trying to rocket each other right now.
Yeah,
Dream
this
was
is a...
Oh,
wow.
Was
that is shocking.
That is
wow.
Absolutely astonishing, dude.
Dream has so many experienced players. I am surprised they fell this early, but that is what it's going to be. Dream going to be eliminated there by Twitch, and for Twitch, that is a huge point jump. Going to keep themselves in 3rd place, 183 points, now only 20 points behind QCYO. Wow, I did not expect that.
I mean, look, man, Twitch's team consists of Nikita, a guy called Google. We've got our own discipline on that team. We've got Jelen. I don't even know who Hired Actors is, actually. I've never seen that before. We've got the multiple Ks, Little Pick, our favorite little heli man, a solo raider, and Mammoth, dude. That's a pretty strong team, Twitch's team right now. And taking out Dream, dude, that is absolutely, that's like, God, that's like half of Rust PvPers right there.
It really is, and to take out such a good team early on, that's going to be good. And we didn't mention it, but you know, taking out your neighbor is something that is really beneficial to you. You know, you don't have that constant pest right next to you. You can kind of walk over towards other bases, get some other things done. And it can be really huge to expand yourself on that point leaderboard, because if you're dealing with your neighbors the whole entire hour and a half, then you aren't going to be going out and getting other raids done.
Dealing with your neighbors is like dealing with that dog that shits on your lawn, you know? it's the greatest feeling once you know that dog isn't coming back to shit on your lawn.
Yeah. For now, for this raid, it looks like they're going to break it open even further. It looks like just some chests they're going to find out, and the hope is that from those chests they can maybe find some extra booms, some extra resources that they can take home, because You don't want to walk away with nothing. At least if you don't walk away with the TC, if you get no resources or anything else out of it, and you have to go back and farm, you have to spend some of this crucial raiding time to farm, you're just going to fall behind these other teams that are raiding effectively. So some more C4 are going to come out here, try and destroy some of these walls altogether. We'll see what is behind the garage doors.
Now, I know I mentioned this a lot, Llama, but man, do I love the Rustoria skins. And this is not because, you know, obviously I cast the base players, but when I seen these skins before they got released, I thought that they looked amazing, dude. Like, just, I can't even, bro. I can't even. The skin man did an absolutely amazing job on these skins.
They are
and like they glow in the dark too. Oh, yeah, I know, yeah. 10 out of 10. Glow in the dark, and then sometimes, man, because they're meant to have like a 3D-ish kind of look to them. But if you look at them from a certain angle, sometimes it really feels like the things are coming out at you, man. Yeah. They really feel 3D.
Yeah, they did a good job on those. I really like them. Absolutely beautiful. But I don't know if these Rustoria designs are going to protect this base here, as SSB is going to be eliminated by SpaceX, and once again, SpaceX jumped from nothing up to everything. Chaos. They do not get any part of this base. The Pranos also were in there too, and SpaceX, that's huge for them, jumping themselves up now into 4th place, 170 points, talking about only walking away out of that attack phase with 50 or 40 points, and now being here in 4th, absolutely huge, and they've used their time really well.
All those PvP points, man, in the raid phase, man. Do you see how many kills they were getting? I think at one point, 2 of their players were on a 15 kill streak. Like, crazy, dude. So congratulations to them. We've moved over now to is this Nerman? Dude, I'm butchering names today, man. Is that Nerman Sky? We've got Knight. We've also got Blue Eaters also over here. My God, 3 people on 1 raid right now. No, I'm not sure. This might be Knight's base, judging by the fact Deathwinger is on the roof.
Yeah, I assume it is, but if it is their base, they are in a little bit of trouble here because, you know, that outer compound wall completely destroyed on 2 different sides. They do have a hole inside their base. No access towards the bottom, but some ladders can give easy access up towards the core for these others. So Night Player is going to be killed off here, as it looks like the push is going to be initiated here by Nerman Sky. I push down here in towards the more core. Kind of an interesting little base, you know, you kind of got 2 little shooting floors, some little boxy type roof, and then you got the advent calendar bottom where most likely the TC is.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's not looking too good for Knight's team right now. Like, Team Knight, I should say, because, like, they have no kits by the looks of it whatsoever. And you'd think, because Deathwinger is a really decent PvPer, like, I love this guy to death, man. Like, he's, in my opinion, one of the greatest PvPers, right? But he's only got 1 kit up here, no one else on the, like, shooting floor is really helping. You've got the rest of the team sort of in the space naked with AKs. One guy trying to repair his little artist. They're trying, man. I don't think, unless they miraculously pull something out of thin air to kill these raiders right now, I think they might be done.
Yeah, they might be done here soon. And it's kind of like you mentioned, you know, need to have those kits. Importantly, though, for the side of Nerman Sky, I didn't know if we mentioned it, but you only get a PvP point if you do kill a player with one of those kits with a gun. So if they're walking around naked and you're just shooting, spawn camping them, you don't gain any points. But, you know, right now I don't think that matters for Nerman Sky, as they are going to be pushing in. They're on the outer compound wall. They don't really have any players inside, as, like you said, frantically repairing. It's what this Knight team is going to have to do to survive.
You know, I think I might have spoke too early, because now they're not raiding, and I really feel like these guys just got screwed over by, like, counters or something. I think that's Caster's curse right there. Because I have no idea what the hell. Yeah, where did they go? Where did they go? Where is all the team, dude?
Gone.
Where did they go? They're gone. Nerman Sky's just been absolutely destroyed, dude. There's only 4 players here, 5 players here right now. The rest of them, you can see them coming back naked. What happened here? Oh my God.
I don't know. It's like a Scooby-Doo door, bro. They popped out one door, popped in the other, and all of a sudden they're all gone. Like, but you know, like you said,
where did they go?
Where did they go? Yeah, like they didn't get a successful raid off. They did destroy part of that wall, and you know, Poo Eaters, they heard all that noise and they want some of that action. So Knight is now going to have to defend from two sides, as the outer compound wall still not looking good. Really, no defense on the outer side.
Yeah, it's not like they can place anything down either, because as you can see, as soon as they're coming out of the base, they are getting gunned down. But you know, honestly, they're doing really well, dude. I cast a curse these guys so bad. Rest in peace, Norman Sky, dude. So we're gonna head on to a different raid here now. So this is Norman Sky's bed. Now we know why they left, because they're getting raided.
That would be a good reason to leave that raid. Is Twitch, our number 5 team right now, is looking to get a successful raid off, and they already got a player up here towards the shooting floor, like you said, trying to get that focal point, the strategic chest point defensive front of this Norman Sky team. And you know, the Rockets are going to come down from one side. It looks like Calm Hate is going to drop in from the other side, and hopefully they can gain control of this base. And the Rockets are flying in. They already have broken in towards the core.
They're already on one of the bed floors, man. And this has happened in the span of about 3 minutes too. So this goes to show how much a base can be raided in 3 minutes, man. Like, this base is pretty much open. If this was vanilla, these guys would be screwed right now. So I just want to let you guys know, we also have, yeah, we have reduced bedtime as well. So yeah, if this was vanilla, they would be done in, dude.
Yeah,
you can see, as you're saying, Nikita is deep in here, which is, yeah, they're deep as hell in this space right now.
They are in here for sure, looking to finish it off here. And Norman Sky, you might want to send some more players back at this point. Give up on that raid, because if you're not careful, you know, you may not have a base to come back to here soon. The door is going to get some C4 on it and see if they can get anything done. They're going to drop all the way in. Like we said, 3 players of Twitch already in. It looks like they may have gained control of the shooting floor too, so there's no real place for Norman Sky to spawn, really, to get any kids, to get anything to help them out to defend this base.
Yeah, this is absolutely devastating for them. They were doing so well to up until this point. Seems they thought they might have found the TC just there, so the extra C4 double ones. My god, there's so many beds in this base. It's hard to really get over the fact that some of these bases are just ridiculous beds, and I totally forget that.
Yeah, having those different respawn points is key, but you know, is kind of interesting to see just beds. They could build a whole hotel for how much beds they have.
Exactly, dude. You can see Gremlin just came out of nowhere to get downed by XO here, so maybe Norman Sky can maybe get their base back. I'm still hearing C4 being thrown, so fingers crossed this. Someone is blowing up their beds outside, by the way. I can just hear the C4 happening on the side of these walls here.
This may not be the best hotel to stay in, because the walls get blown up at night, and the beds do get also blown up. So
imagine the noise complaints, man. Imagine the noise complaints from your neighbors.
God, the neighbors are just gonna die anyways, so.
Yeah, imagine the police running out. Just to see some fully kitted, 8-man fully kitted guys with C4 face.
Just looking for the TC, guys, sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we just look for the TC, man. It's all good, it's all good.
Oh, man.
I couldn't imagine that, dude. Oh, only. So we can see, you know, they've hit the Advent style here. I actually thought that was the bottom floor, but they're hitting the Advent style of rooms. That TC, now this is in the honeycombing of the base. Another reason why would they use the Advent style for the honeycomb is sometimes, if they don't hit that side, you've got an easier traversal of all the floors. As you can see, there's plenty of doors that lead to every single floor. But you can also hide a lot of stuff in these things as well, because a lot of people do raid top down and don't bother going through the honeycomb. Obviously, you know, there's exceptions, and you see it every time in Base Invaders with people going through the core. But man, when people don't utilize that, dude, the advent calendar, like little rat wall things, like they're like rat tunnels, man. You'd never know. Like, you could blow a door and there could be a guy behind there. You know, you'd never know.
Yeah, those tunnels can really lead anywhere, and you know, it's like you said, this advent calendar type base does have a lot of connected doors because, of course, the rule in Rustoria, you cannot have a covered up TC. There has to be at least one entrance towards that base, whether that be a door a window, whatever. There needs to be some way to access it. It can't just be behind a couple of walls. So, those doors, connecting doors, can be a way to get around that and a way to make sure there is an entrance toward that base. But, it can also, like we said, you can go through that honeycomb. There can be a lot of different ways to hide things, a lot of different secret tunnels. Going back to, Scooby-Doo, you can build a whole Scooby-Doo mansion there. But it is interesting because, like you said, a lot of teams do raid top down. And if you do that, you can kind of get stuck around that honeycomb type design.
Exactly. Now, this just brings a question to mind. Now, I've read the rules, and I'm just wondering, is a bunkered TC against the rules? Because I've not seen this before. Do you know what I mean when I say a bunkered TC?
I don't.
So what I mean is way back in the day, now I remember doing this a lot, and this is when the whole bunker system started taking effect in Rust, but you could put your TC in like a lowered part of your base. So what I'm saying is you put a foundation as low as you can to the ground and then build like a foundation upwards. Now that TC could only be accessed by a half wall or a low wall. So you'd stack a half wall and then stack a low wall on top of that, and you could only just touch the top of the TC. Now I'm just wondering, is that potentially illegal? Because you can still access a TC, and the only thing really stopping you from not accessing it is a half wall, really. So I'm just wondering, is that illegal? I might have to have a chat here with staff, but I think that'd be one of the greatest things to see, to go back into Rust.
I don't think it is, but I think I don't know if it's the greatest strategy, because you can still see kind of that TC if you are one of the enemy teams, and you might know, you could know if it is that specific design, it could be towards that way. I don't fully know that.
But you think of it like this though, because so what I'm also saying is with that little low wall, right? If the rest of the walls are made like that, like let's say your core is just half wall stacked with a low wall, you could think it's just peaks. Because I've seen bases before that they have inside peaks, between floor peaks that are in low walls, if that makes sense. There's a whole labyrinth of things I've seen, and I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. We have a little ramble.
No, I didn't think about that because, it can be really confusing if, all of the walls in your base were those combined walls. Yeah, we're just half walls, and, the enemy walked is what did I walk into? And don't know, where the TC is, where they are, and know they want to go home.
Dude, honestly, if I saw one of those bases like I have in Vanilla, man, I've honestly walked out of raids like that before. I've seen plenty of things, dude, that make me just want to leave. I walked into one base, and you know how you conceal a bunker with the wall or the roof tile? Yeah, I've seen a base like that. I walked out immediately because I knew I was not having enough C4 to get through there. You can see team name and sex group here. Honestly, dude, I don't know. I've been looking at this and I've been struggling to understand what is even happening with this base right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
You'd think for all the explosions we have heard here that the base would be more open, but maybe they were focusing on the compound walls, maybe they were just trying to get a little bit of a lay of how this team's going to play, because I've seen in the tournament plenty of times that players have shot rockets at a base just to see how a team's going to react.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on. It does look like Sex Boop is a little bit slow on this raid, but you can also see, team name Tempered up on top has those peaks to shoot those rockets to where maybe this half base that was designed from Sex Boop that, to try and destroy those beds, to destroy everything, and that could have slowed them down a little bit, but they're going to be unrelenting with this raid right now. Sitting in 7th place, they really need this TC because teams like QCYO, FXX, and Knight, they have not been slowing down and extending their lead at any moment they can.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right, dude. We've been hearing these rockets for a little while now, and I've been neglecting to say anything about it. But it seems that Punk is finally getting revenge, potentially on FX. Because as you can see here, Straxa down here is trying to build up onto the roof. We've got Deanna outside. We've got other people we can't see right now sending rockets back to him. Is he stealing the... In no way is he stealing the Scrappy. He's stealing the gremlin, man. He's stealing. Oh, he's doing it. He's going, dude. He's the man that could. Straxa, dude. Or is he trying to blow it up? No, dude. I don't know. Oh, dude. Big plays, bro. He's in the face now. Man. That was a giga break play. Using the scrap heli as a fucking ladder, dude. That is crazy, dude. Let's go, Straxa.
You know what? I'm okay with that result. I would have been okay with him stealing it, but I'm also okay with this result too. Like you said,
Yeah,
big brain play gonna be utilized.
That is such a great play. I did not think he was gonna do that. You can see he has downed one of the punks inside. However, he is stuck. Punk going down to a rocket. I think another guy just landed on the roof with a heli, so they're back here with more people on the roof. Unfortunately, Straxo, I don't even think he has ladders, so I think he's really stuck in there until his team gets in. Deanna looking for a way to head inside. Wow, what is this core? A single-story tower, really open.
An interesting little base.
Yeah, this is my brain's trying to comprehend what the hell this is.
Yeah, I don't really understand. There's a single core, like you said, up into the middle, and then those advent calendar type outside. It looks like a double honeycomb, possibly. Just a lot of walls, a lot of doors to hide your TC anywhere, but it looks like once they gain access to that core, they might have access to the whole entire top floor.
Yeah, that core is honestly the weakness at this point, because if they knock out all four of that single story on the bottom, that's all stability for the middle of that base gone, pretty much. But you can see Punk is frantically repairing. Now, with the damage, this means that the walls aren't going to heal because they've been shot, see, so they're not going to repair, which means they also get one shot from a rocket or, you know, about 30, 40 Explo bullets. Even some splash damage from a rocket could destroy those walls, right?
Still here too. I mean, FXX, I think they're on the bottom floor here. That's what it's going to look like, as they're just starting to try and clear out anything they can here in towards this Advent Honeycomb style. Punk, like you said, frantically trying to repair here, frantically trying to get everything together, because FXX, we've seen the raids before. They are very quick with it, and C4 going to come out to destroy some upper walls here. They got some ladders at the ready to keep on going. They're going to start going up here.
There it is, they've made it to the second floor by the looks of this. This is one of the entryways, one of many entryways into the second floor. It seems that, dude, Para is now down in the same spot that everyone was stuck down earlier. Now they might just be a little confused on where to go. They have gotten rid of the ladder that was on the side, but, you know, lucky him, he has a spare. It's going in. I just realized he's got the Mendo mask on too. That's a really nice mask.
What happened?
I'd say out of all the Twitch drops, man, I'd have to say Chris's mask and Mendo's masks are by far the best. I'm sorry, Swales, but like, the other two masks are probably better than yours, man. I'm sorry.
And they do look good. Style, an important thing for our players here tonight and today, actually, this morning. But
exactly,
you know,
why raid a base with some trash ass clothes, man? That style.
Exactly. So these players prioritize style, very important. But how are they going to style through this base? FXX on towards the second floor, like you were mentioning. Some more rockets, C4, some shots down. Importantly, it takes time, a decent bit of time to switch between those rockets and that rifle. So you have to time it, you know, good that, you know, you're not rocketing when those enemy players are there, or you just have a dedicated player there to defend your backside and make sure that you have some defense.
Yeah, it seems like they're not sure what they want right now, because like you said, oh dude, someone just snaked an AK kit. Oh. Someone just snaked. I don't know if you've seen that, but one of Punk's teammates just snaked an AK kit before dying. He closed himself off in a room and died.
Yeah.
Just snaked an AK. What an absolute maniac. There you go. You can see the bodies just here. As you can see that naked with the pink pants to our left here, just behind us, did sneak himself off into a room before dying. Now he did have an AK kit on him. Obviously, it's been taken off. Now, just to reiterate back on what you were saying earlier, too long. So a player doesn't necessarily have to be in gears if they are holding a weapon of any sort of firearms or guns of any sort. That is where the point will count. If they are completely naked, you know, nothing in the inventory, even if they're not geared, no points there. So they can be naked with an AK, you'll get a point for killing them because they're holding a gun. If they don't have a gun and have gear, you'll get a point for killing them as well because they're fully clothed. And those are the only sort of points. No points for killing a completely naked person, but I mean, it benefits you in the long run because if you kill them, they don't have respawns.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can kill them, delay those respawns, and know, we've seen it before where, you know, you destroy the beds on the inside, they have to walk out like from the outside or from the top naked and try and grab one of those kits. So just killing them delays that even further. Doesn't necessarily get you points. It does, you know, get you the fact of possible points in getting that TC. And as this goes on,
30 seconds.
Yeah, extra 30 seconds, and that can be game changing. Especially like 30 seconds can be a whole TC, a whole wall blown down, anything to get inside the base. And getting inside the base is what this team is doing. They have really destroyed a lot so far, but rockets are a little bit off target. A little bit.
Actually, he missed 3 rockets. Oh, this guy, dude. Stop this man right now. I'm so sorry, dude. I got so distracted by the fact he missed 2 rockets the first time.
Oh, man. Unfortunate, I guess.
My god, I'm so sorry. That's just funny. That's funny as shit to me. Imagine, dude. Imagine you're mid raid and you miss 4 rockets on a turret that takes 3 rockets. Oh god.
Couldn't be me, but you know, also I miss all my rockets, so we don't talk about that. Anyways, as the C4 continues to blow up here, we are approaching, you know, under a third of the way here in this raiding phase, and FXX still sitting pretty comfortably at the top, but how comfortable can they be here when, you know, Punk is trying to push back, trying to still try and take them out, kill them out of this base here, but they are gaining a lot of ground inside of it.
Yeah, dude, exactly. It seems like QCYO is gonna catch these guys. So, you know, 1 TC and QCYO is now FX is taking this a little slow. Obviously, it's a little difficult to. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Punk was eliminated by FXX. So the TC was in this room right here where the camera is, which is absolutely amazing for the FXX. This brings them into 314 points, which is more than 50 points ahead of QCYO.
A big jump,
So
jumping themselves, continuing their first place route here as, you know, like you said, also taking out your neighbors that might have stolen that base away from you and to take them out. You know, they eliminate the 9th place team and they will be able to expand on over. You know, not that many teams here today because of 8-mans and, you know, eliminating that team right next to you. We talked about it, can let you gain access to other bases, other territories with more safety.
Exactly, you're not going to have that corner side all the time. We come back here to Norman Skies base, and they are still being raided by Twitch, but I seen that there was another set of players here. Knight has also come in to try and snake this raid. So this is going to be one hell of a pace raid right here. You can see Deathwing is already pushing inside along with his teammates here. They've got Twitch on the other side. So this is Deathwing versus... Wait, is this Deathwing versus... My bad. No. Okay, so Deathwinger is in Team Twitch. Now, I don't know who the hell this is here in the night. Look at his name. It might be Dylan Zito. You know, these two have got quite a rivalry. They're both very good, you know, very highly respected. Twitch streamers in the community are both very good at PvP. In fact, I think I watched Dylan Zito during the Twitch shop, and I watched this man play so he's not to be messed with.
No, definitely not. And, you know, assuming this base does get taken, we talk about the ramifications on the scoreboard for this one. Norman Sky sitting in 7th right now. Still a chance if they get this successful defense off that they could get something done. But let's just say, hypothetically, they do get eliminated. We're talking about 2 teams that are very, very close to each other, sitting in 3rd and 5th respectively, only separated by 5 points right now. This TC would put one of them into 2nd place.
Dude, easily into 2nd place. So I think that might be why they're here. They've seen that their rivals are here, so they're going to try and sneak a TC. And honestly, it is anyone's game. You can see this base is already pretty well open. There's paths leading everywhere. It's lots of red ways and lots of numbers and stuff. I'm just going to say, I feel real bad for Nerman. You know, it seems like they're defended, but they've lost the ability to spawn on the roof now. They've lost the ability to spawn on the core of their base. So now they just gotta wait for their inevitable doom.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they are you know, got in the middle of a rivalry sandwich here, and they are the meat that is going to get eaten here, it looks like, at the moment. Like you said, not really much they can do to defend. They're getting attacked on both sides, no outer compound wall. Their middle core is all broken open. They have no access to the shooting floor. I mean, they really have nothing here.
Yeah, these guys are pretty much on their last straw too, like their last legs, man. Honestly, the only way they can do this is if another team comes in, a third party's one of the teams outside and directs the attention to the defense rather than the attack. But I think, you know, either one of these TCs.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll get a TC here very quick, but like you said, the possibility of another team coming in is pretty big, you know, with as much noise they are making. Another team can kind of spice things up. If you have to focus on a team walking in on you towards your backside, then you can't look towards the base. But like you said, a lot of doors open, a lot of space here, still some doors to be broken, some high qual here in the core. But at the moment, you know, Nerve and Sky, they're holding on for dear life.
You know, you've got to be really picky, by the way, too, when you're like rating, doing your base during the build period, because you've got to allocate the right resources to the base. Like, if you use all your high qual, you can't make guns. If you don't use enough high qual, your base is still easily raided. You know, you can see that this base is split between sheet metal and high quality metal. You can also see outside that all of the outer facing foundations are all high quality metal, which would severely deter any raiders from at least from the outside. We can see here that Twitch has made it inside this base into the core, which means more beds to be destroyed, more loot to be gained. I can't really read that name. Is it Efinka? Efinka. I don't know if I'm saying that name right. You can see they've already made it in here.
Yeah, it looks like no bed and breakfast.
Yeah, dude, this is out of the equation right now.
Yeah,
I think it'd be lucky.
Oh, dinner. Bed dinner. You gotta eat your pillows. That's what you get. That's it.
I genuinely wonder how pillows taste. Someone want to test it for us?
Yeah, someone at home.
Actually, I've learned a really funny thing in history around Africa. I learned that someone way back in the Roman days was he managed to eat a stone pillow, because, you know, that's what they used back then, stone pillows. Yeah. I didn't even think that was possible. That's among the other stuff I heard too. I didn't think it was possible.
I good on him. I mean, that's a baller move. That's like the one guy that for like his final meal he was being executed. He's like, I want a Bible, and then just like ate a Bible as his last meal.
How about that guy? That guy was crazy. So you've got to give it to him though. That was an absolute fucking that was a move and a half, bro.
Yeah, it definitely was. And, like you said, probably not any food to be had here. All the resources mostly gone, as over halfway in towards this raiding phase. 45 minutes is all these players will have left. Still FXX though, with a pretty, you know, hefty lead, up to 30-40 points here, as they've been expanding a little bit with PvP points.
I'm not sure if they're focusing so much on the raid. Maybe their base is being raided, and that's why we're not really seeing this much. Now, I had neglected to mention this, but we have finally reached the proper ground floor of this base, or like the core of the core, basically. You know, after this foundation, it's just the ground. I can see. Oh, I thought for a second that Sexbook got eliminated, but no, he's only on a 10-kill streak.
Yeah, 10-kill streak for them is really nice, as they're sitting in 6th place to head towards that scoreboard. They're going to need a little bit of help to get some TCs get going, but they still have time to do so. You know, 10-15 minutes for a raid, still definitely doable. And you know, we mentioned a little bit earlier that as time goes on, these top teams, FXX, QCYO, Twitch, etc., are going to, you know, have a target on their back. That other teams are going to say, if we can take out FXX, we can get ourselves 40 points, and all of a sudden, there's not that extra 30-40 point lead on us. It could really, and then, you know, once one team hops on, they're like, oh, well, they're hopping on, why don't QCYO, why don't we hop on? Twitch, why don't we hop on? We can take out the top team too. And it can really suffocate one of those top teams. So you really have to be careful, like, how much you are ahead by. It's sad to say that, like, you know, you have to watch how much you're ahead by, but like, what's such a big target?
Yeah, I've literally seen #1 teams drop to the lowest teams before. Like, yeah, you really gotta be careful. Like, if you're gunning for top spot, you have to be ready for a raid at any point. Because honestly, after there's 45 minutes left, there's stuff all teams left. You probably got, especially in 8-mans, you've probably got like 14 teams left right now. So like it's gonna be your target up there. And once you get rid of the top team, that's them gone. They're out. Like that 321 points. It's 286 or it's 165. Top teams, man. If you want to be in that top 5 even position, you have to be ready for a war.
Yeah, and it's all about risk management. You want to be that top team. Obviously, you want to win the event. You want to be the top team. You don't want to be playing scared the entire game and end up 10th, 11th, 12th. But if you are that top team, like you said, you do have to realize that at any point, a team could be like, well, we got to raid the top team. We have nothing left to do. And even towards the end, as teams get more and more desperate, and they have literally nothing to lose, if they know they can't win, but they can get the pride out of taking out one of the top teams, you have to be ready at any moment. Maybe you have to, like you said, 8-mans, send a player back, leave them as a scout. Be ready to go back and defend your base.
Exactly. Like, take it from me, man. I have a 50% win rate in the base because I've only played 2 games. First game was easy. We lost it because of ping. The second game was an NA staff event. Won that by a landslide, dude. We honestly, we went hard that game, man. We were like 200 points. We're just raiding, and it was literally me just sitting inside the base. Now, for a lack of better terms, I call the person who stays in the base, and a lot of Rust players call him this, but the base bitch, man. The base bitch is probably the most important person in your base if you're going out to raid. They're like your relay from base to if you don't have a base bitch in your base it's free. It's freer than water, man.
Yeah, it's hard, because like you want to put all of your members towards a base, because if you don't have all your members, you're automatically at a disadvantage. But if you don't have that player back, like you're saying, you have sounds. That's pretty much all you have to communicate that information is, oh, did someone rocket us, or did that rocket go towards another base? And maybe just sending, especially in 8-mans, it's different where if it's 3-mans, where you only have 3 players to send out, where putting one of your players back is only is a third of your team. But in 8-mans, I feel like you need to have someone back almost at all times to just have that communication, just in case, because like you said, you don't want that 320 points, 340 points you worked for to be for absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And I mean, like you said, you can spare the 1 extra player to sit in your base. It's not really hindering your team that much, especially, and no offense, but especially if there's someone who isn't the greatest at PvP.
People are builders.
Nerman, yeah, dude, Nerman, by the way, this entire time that we've been getting, yeah, they've survived under this base perfectly. Like, I don't know how they're even doing this. They don't have bags in their base. We've still got Twitch and Dream here just absolutely destroying the inside of the thing. And surprisingly, no one's found the TC yet. We even have, I think they have a team here as well. I did see an extra tag there earlier, but they... Oh, Knight.
Knight and Twitch both on this one, but it's like you said, Nerman Sky has done a good job so far to at least keep these teams at bay for a little bit, defend, and getting those kills back and forth going to be huge, as they're going to get some defense points. But for Twitch and Knight, I think the bigger thing is, we talked about it a little bit, but time is one of your resources that you can't go farm for more of, you can't get more of. If you spend 20-25 minutes on a raid that results in nothing, that just gets defended away, it's gonna be bad, because I mean, we see FXX and QCYO, they are just getting points, extending their lead. And if you don't get this TC, it's gonna cost you a lot.
Exactly. Now I've just seen that there's a guy who's first time chatted in our Twitch chat right now. His name is Ned Flanders QC. Now it says 3C4 for an armored. He must be kidding. Now the reason it is 3C4 for an armored wall is because it was most likely going under repairs. Now we have a second base system here. Plate is not at full health at all, and if it is damaged, it does repair itself over time. The reason it could have been 3C4 is like that it was fully up there with its at its health. It's probably only like 400 HP or something.
Right, exactly. It takes some time to repair those walls up. Where, you can't just place down a wall in base Invaders and it'd be fully up there fully ready to go. So having that time to repair those walls is clutch. But 3C4 destroyed that one, like you said, a little bit hurt on the wall. They will get on inside now. Still some rockets going down inside this base as, you know, these both teams don't want to give it up. It looks like Twitch are getting better bite of the bread here as, you know, it looks like they're getting a lot more of those PvP points, and they've actually gotten themselves a lot further into the basement. You can see they've gotten themselves all the way down to the bottom. They have some good angles to work with too. You know, I think they might be the closest to the TC.
Well, I mean, we've already seen the core opened enough now, and them putting doors back on was no benefit to them. The TC isn't cool, and otherwise it would have been done by now, but it could be on the bottom floor. You don't know, there's doors here. There's advent calendar doors here. Oh, Nermisky accidentally opened a door for Twitch. That would have sucked if that was the TC room door.
Yeah, that would have been bad. But, you know, you also know that if a player is coming from a direction, usually you know they're trying to defend that direction. So it could be like he opened the door that he's coming from the TC side, but it's going to go a different way for Twitch as they still look like they pretty much own this base. I mean, I don't see really any members of Knight anywhere. They've been kind of suffocated out of this one. Nerman Sky, they've done a good job to defend at least one, but their base, you know, is kind of in shambles right now. It's starting to fall apart here as Twitch starts to blow open those advent calendar doors. Like you said, not in the core already. We found that out. There's not much left. There's not many spaces left this TC could be.
Yeah, this base is almost gutted, man. It's like the family's had it. Yeah. It's completely empty and just a carcass.
Much. Yeah. Stuffing inside right now is this Twitch team that is going to get those tasty 40 points. And you know, we talked about look at the leaderboard for a second. That they've gotten so many PvP points out of this raid. I mean, they have almost jumped QCYO. Like FXX, if they get this DC, like they'd be comfortably in that first place position.
Yeah, dude, it's honestly anyone's game right now. Like, so, and I just want to point this out, by the way, you have been seeing 2C4 on doors. Now, this is probably just their assumption that the TC is going to be behind. Because once that first C4 blows up, that single door is gone, or that door is gone, and that next C4 explosion is going to be in a barrack. It does some damage if it's a good second. I'm pretty sure it does damage to the door as well, or like to the foundation definitely. That's the reason why you're seeing double C4s being thrown on single doors now.
It's a little bit expensive, but you know, it can automatically secure that TC for you, maybe not slow down your push as much. Like you said, can do some damage to the walls behind it and some things like that. But you know, it is a little bit more expensive, does take a little bit more of your resources, but I think these players got a lot of boom and aren't really too worried about resources right now. For Twitch though, I would be a little bit worried as it starts to continue on, because you know, they put a lot of resources into this one, and if they, you know, haven't found those chests to get that out. Nice kills here traded though by Twitch. I'd also like to point out, it looks like FXX and QCYO were both on the defense while we were talking about this. So they both got a little bit of jump up in the points. Both get about 10 to 15 points there. Now they are only 1 point separating between the two.
Exactly, and QCYO has taken the lead here. You can see they've just jumped up to 325 points, so whatever FXX is doing, it's clearly not enough to be in the lead right now.
Not enough, that's for sure, but if what Twitch can do is enough, right now it's still sitting in that third place position in PvP points, but can they close this raid out, as you know, resources are going to start to dwindle. If they haven't found those chests with the boom that Nerman Sky did have, it's going to be rough, but they control so much of this base right now. They control a lot of the territory. They've blown up so much of it. I have to question how close they are, because I mean, it looks like there's only really a few advent calendar doors left.
I feel like this raid could go on forever, and I do want to just check to see if like, you know, the map right now, just to see, you know, where we could go. Yeah, up here you can see we've got a raid up in M6. We'll see. I believe this is, yeah, team team name, dude.
Team name.
Maybe this raid is being done. This is where FX is right here.
Yep. This is where they are.
Sending. Yeah, that's where they're sending their explosives into. You can see Sex Poop is here as well. Team names obviously defending their base. We've got we did have another team here as well, but that doesn't look like they're in the area anymore.
Also, as soon as you switch off of this, you know you're gonna cast a curse and they're gonna take the base.
Yeah, that TC is gonna be taken in the next like, 5 minutes.
Always happens. But yeah, it's like you said, this is where FXX is, this is where they've been getting their points, and once again, they're gonna retake their lead. As all three of these top teams still, like you said, anybody's game here, and even SpaceX and Knight both still in this one if they were to get a TC, but team name right now, not even in the top 10, so they've been a little bit slow on their point total, but FXX wants to push towards this one. It looks like there's multiple teams here, so you do have to be careful as those rockets will start to take it down. The outside of this base is really heavily armored, but it looks like the inside is already being exposed with these rockets.
Yeah, so all this armored stuff will come from pairs. You know, just because when you upgrade to shield, I'm pretty sure if you upgrade it to high qual within the next like 30 seconds, it gets upgraded like immediately to full health. Not entirely sure though, but that would be my best guess for why most of the outside walls are high qual. It's about the only resource they would have by the looks of it. You know, this base is really sheet metal, so they'd be really scraping the bottom of the barrel for anything sheet metal related.
Yeah,
exactly. But we see here that team name is currently getting wrote out from FXX and even Sex Poop.
Yeah, that's
the Soprano. That's what I was seeing over there. Sorry, my bad. I'm just seeing one Soprano member out there in the distance. All the way over there, dead. Oh wait, we've got SpaceX Wolf is getting in on this action too. You can see him sneaking in from the background out there. He's about 223 meters away behind some walls. Look at him, dude. Look at him. He's a naked. Look at him with a gun. He's on a mission over there. There's some gunfight happening. It looks like an ant, but we're looking in here right at this base. You can see we've got the little Pokemon doors. I was going to say something, but Twitch won't allow that word anymore, which is sad. But yeah. Wow. Actually, you know what's funny? Llama, I missed out on that door up top. So you see that door with the white frames, the single door on top? I missed out on that door. And I feel really upset because it's such a good door skin and I missed out on it. Oh, maybe I'm alone casting now. I don't know, I think I've lost Llama. Chat. I think so. Okay, wow. I'm by myself. 30 minutes to go, by the way. We're seeing a lot of damage being done here by FXX. Team name doing really well here to defend their raid. We've got SpaceX coming in as well, now trying to get a bit of this action. That's about all we see. No Man's Sky was finally eliminated by Twitch, so like I said, in the next 5 minutes, that TC was going to be taken, so that gets out number 7 out of the leaderboard right now. So they're 237 points. You know, that's them being useless. Now they're gone. Team 0 now takes 7th place, Chaos 8th, Poo Eaters in 9th, and we can't see a 10th because we don't have the that many yet.
Right, and I'm finally back. Sorry about that. A little bit of Wi-Fi issues there. Cut me off for a second. But we are back and ready to go. Like you're saying, Twitch, they retake that first place spot here with a huge take, a long, arduous raid on Nerman Sky. You know, that took a while, a lot of their time. So well deserved. And once again, we have a horse race here at the top of the leaderboard. Still really anyone's game as a third of this time left for these players to get points.
I just read your message. My god. Oh dude, look at that. Okay, look, I've got to say, I forgot whose door, that garage door skin that is. But damn, that is pretty. I love that wooden door, dude. Wooden door's the most OG door, by the way, in Rust. Always right. Always right.
Just behind that. Guaranteed, surely.
100%, dude. 100% of the time, behind a wooden door, there's always some guy in a 1x1 had like a whole row of rockets, 2 rows of C4. He had another box full of sulfur. Look at that! Look at that! Easy loot. Look at this outside, bro. Look at this. Look down. There's a bag. Bam. Next to that bag, a body bag. Bam. Next to that body bag, a loot bag. It's absolutely loaded in that room.
It's just a door to the outside.
Hey, shh, they don't know.
They don't know that.
Oh yeah. Screw that, dude.
Oh, it's a portal to Narnia. It takes you to a whole different world.
Harry, do you want to hear something? You want to hear something really,
Yes.
really fucking like mind-blowing? So,
Yeah.
if you think about that, now I want you to think about this real quick. You know, all the names for Hogwarts, like you know, team names, like group names or whatever they have, like, you know, Gryffindor, you know, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, right? I want you to keep in mind that the last names, or the names that those people in the Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, or that like family made up, are those exact last names.
Oh, no shot.
Oh, Harry Potter said Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Harry Potter started with Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I really realized this not even that long ago, because I saw this on Tumblr. I was reading the post, and it all matches up there. The timeline matches up.
That's crazy.
The names match up. It is crazy. And J.K. Rowling had a part in the wardrobe anyway. She had like a piece of that. Like, it just makes sense, man. Yeah, I was mind blown when I found that out.
It's the same timeline. Just like this same timeline where this wooden door leads to. Glorious. Glorious, obviously.
I know, dude. There's loot in that room outside there. So, this is weird about this. FX have been in this one part of this base for like the longest time, and I haven't seen them move, so they must be adamant that there is a TC on this side. You can see the 30 rooms here. You can see maybe the chorus rooms as well. The shit out of that guy. Rest in peace, him. I was just saying, is that what the absolute,
Hey, that's what we do. No?
Dude, I'm pulling the curse today. The reason we were late today is because I cursed the stream, and Gigi, our producer, was having trouble loading for us. and then during the PvP phase, I was talking about something, and what was it? They got a team wipe or something. It was like almost a team wipe. I've just cast a curse to everyone today.
Yeah, it happens, but you know. What it is.
Hey, look, we've moved on here to Chaos's base preparation. By SpaceX, I look at it too. This is the first time I've even seen HLMGs being used in Base Invaders. By the way, they've obviously been used before. This is the first time I've ever seen. And Warthog, man, Warthog in the cut. Warthog in the cut. What a name, dude. He's on that roof, owning it right now. I think he's defended this raid. SpaceX Titanium's down. Pirate Kings is having explosives. He's in the base. Wolf is here. This is the fighting we're seeing from the bases over there too. Big raid. This is crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Like you said, it looks mostly defended from the side of it, but once again, I just can't believe this leaderboard is so close at the top of it. Twitch and FXX are really, really close. 2 points is all that separates them right now, and I mean, QCYO, SpaceX, both still in it for sure. Just one TC could do it, and you know, we're starting to run out of time. 25 minutes is all we have left, so teams have to start thinking what they're going to do with the rest of this time, and it really feels like the moment, this raid, I mean, you can see how many bodies, you can see it is a graveyard in here.
Oh, man. That's not a graveyard, dude. Wow, this raid has gone on for absolute ages.
FXX though, they need this one. They really need to finish this one out. They want to extend their lead. It would be a huge take, but even bigger for them right now. You can see just how many PvP points they're getting off of this. I mean, they were really close to Twitch, and now they're 8 points ahead. They're already gaining back up against them.
They gained like 30 points in the space of 7 minutes. So that is crazy, man. It just goes to show that even if you get a TC, if you have a PvP orientated team, there's no way a TC is going to put you that far ahead. So 403 points. I think that's the most points I've seen in 8-mans too, by the way. 400 points is probably the most I've seen, yeah. That is crazy, dude. Now we see Zero's base might be getting graded here, and then you can see there's a whole lot of people here. There's Twitch, there's XCYO, so this is pretty much our top 3 teams right here. All fighting over Zero's base, who's 7th place, 7th place, sorry, currently on our league.
Currently in 7th, and they're going to have a hole in their base along with it.
Yeah, but look, that base is getting repaired right now. Yeah. It looks a bit Bunny's doing good work right now. It's a little unfortunate for whoever was raiding these guys. You can see that they're still sending rockets in. Zero's just sending rockets out to these walls to open up. Because one of the downsides to having a whole bunch of walls all clustered up together is that they can all be rocketed. And once they're rocketed, like, they're gone until you replace those walls. And you look here, like, you see the beds here for QYSCO's base. GCYO, sorry, my bad.
They have a little half base here looking to try and continue this raid, but I mean, if you were wondering who was raiding it, I think it was QCYO along with a couple other teams, but finally these rockets are beautifully aimed to destroy some of those walls, some of those chests, and QCYO, this is what they've been
going down too.
Yeah, they have no place to respawn. They're gonna have to walk all the way back. And, you know, we haven't seen them really active on the map in the last 20-25 minutes, and it's probably because they were here. You know, with failing this raid, they're gonna be stuck still 40 points, excuse me, behind those top two teams.
Alright, let's go to I got some random some people, man. So you can see here that they're, Advent calendar style base yet again. Seems like Zero's done some work here. Twitch is just sending. I don't even think he knows this yet. I think his best bet would be to go down, maybe capture the core to get a bit of a layout of this base. Now, there was something I wanted to mention to Llama. I've seen bases look like they're like a 5x5 squares, but you get down into the core and it's just all triangles. How the hell do players do that, man? How do you trip out a base like that?
You know,
like, do you know what I mean?
Not a builder.
Like,
yeah.
I'm not a builder either, but like I've seen bases where it's triangles or if it's like, you know, half square, half triangle bases inside, but then you look at it from the outside and it looks like a standard 5x5. Like, that is crazy. I wanted to mention that PvP phase, but I didn't have time to.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are the kinds of bases that really make me think just how creative some of these people are.
It really does.
The first time that we ever seen an Advent calendar type base too, everyone was mesmerized by it, like the design of the base itself. And I remember that people didn't even want to raid those bases for a long period of time, just because of how ingenious it was to have like 100 doors in the base.
I mean, and we can see that like every single week. That's what I love, especially is players just trying new things, just experimenting with new base design, seeing what works, what doesn't, and you know, coming up with new things. Like you said, you know, maybe the exterior will look like it is a easy base to raid, but once you get to the inside, it's a bunch of honeycombs, and you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. But it's really ingenious, you know, like you said, the first Advent calendar base really did set a precedent, and pretty much everyone uses the strategy now, and it'll be interesting to see, you know, what that evolves to as time goes on.
Well, I've seen it evolve into a boat base. Now, Llama, I don't know if you know what a boat base is, but it's honestly a base, just boats, base the size of a boat, right? In the core of that, it is either just honeycomb, the roof, and like other parts of that base, or it is honeycomb to an extent where it's just one that base has also been put into a calendar base, because I have seen another variant of it, and this was quite recently. Not a base, but recently when it was inside of the base, was just little doors. Every single one of the doors was a door frame with a door. And hopefully that's the craziest spin-off of a base I've ever seen.
Can't remember which team is known for doing it, but there's a team that usually, I don't think they're here today, but they usually run that boat base, and they usually they usually run that boat base, and it's like you said, you know, they have kind of the Advent calendar type base, and they have, interestingly, I like how they do it, they have grates on the top floor so they can kind of see into all of their base at once, you know, so if the enemy does get control of your roof, your shooting floor, it's bad, but like they can't raid from the bottom. They have to raid from the top down.
We can see that Zero Truck just got a kill track. Yeah, he does. Gets the final kill here on one of the QYOs. Man, this base is just chunky. Now that I look at Zero's base, it's a lot more chunkier than I thought it would be.
It's a big boy.
Oh god, that is like a 10x10, man. That's what is it? No, that's an 8x8, bro. Woo,
yeah.
that is a big base. And you can see the auto turrets. Now, I'm pretty sure our rules updated. You can hold 4 auto turrets only.
I think it's 3.
Or
I'm not
just in
100%
general.
sure.
Oh, 3? It might be 3. I swear I've seen 4. Maybe I'm seeing things, man. Maybe my eyes are just seeing things.
It is possible, but yeah, I mean, QCYO, though, you mentioned it, they are pretty much, this base is really hard to raid. It is pretty massive. We're going to have to switch over towards the lovely little window hotel here, as Blue Eaters, it looks like they are going to be getting raided. Knight are actually going to find a way to somehow get up towards the height of this base and hopefully get inside. They got some grates to go through, but, like you said, they do have that spiral staircase to access a lot here.
Stairs just there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was unfortunate for Mr. Poo Eater there. He just popped a rocket and some 762. I mean 556. Sorry, my bad. I don't know why they call it 6-2, but he copped a lot of his brain just there. You can see that there's bags here, more doors, another door's been opened, so that's another Poo Eater member down into more beds and bags. So it seems like they have found their way into the core of this base. Like I said earlier, with this, the only weakness in this base is this spiral staircase heading all the way up to the church. That is the only weakness I can see in this base. So once you get pretty much set, it's a straight goal to the TC, or I say straight. There it is, team name was eliminated by FXX. And that puts them in the lead, even further into the lead. Oh my god, the armor is, internet is dying right now. I think we've lost armor again, chat, thanks to some Wi-Fi. Can we get a hashtag free llama from terrible Wi-Fi in chat, please? But as I was saying, FXX takes the lead, even gets even further into the lead right now with 487 points. This puts them 40 points above Twitch, pretty much 41 points above Twitch right now. QCYO is in 3rd place with 375 points, SpaceX in 4th place with 364 points, Knight with 326, Sex with 296, Zero with 254, and right behind this chaos, 1 point difference at 253. And these are our top 8 teams right now. I'm sure we've only got 8 teams left. We might have more, but I can't really see that much. We have one more team, and it is Poo Eaters. They are our 9th place team right now. So this is going to be a crazy last 15 minutes of this raid period. Anything could happen in 15 minutes. I say this every time that I cast for Base Invaders. The last 15 minutes is probably the most chaotic time there is. I'm pretty sure I haven't yet to see, and we've been very where there was only 3 teams left in the last 15 minutes, and they came to a stalemate. Not one of those bases could be raided. And I've yet to see one final team standing in a Base Invaders. So I've been pushing for that for ages. I really want there to just be a Base Invaders where one team is left standing.
Alright, hello, am I back? Am I good?
Lana is back!
Do apologize about that again, guys, but I should be back hopefully for these final 15 minutes, all good and going. But talking about 15 minutes, I mean, like you were mentioning, can be anyone's game. FXX, they found a way to extend their lead even further, up towards 490 points. Switch the possibility to catch back up with the TC, but it was still really anyone's game.
You'd be lucky because with the way FXX is going, they might just big points, get themselves over 500 points. If they get a TC, then that just puts them again in the lead by another. Like I said, over 500 points for an 8-man is probably the highest score I've seen personally. I'm pretty sure our highest scoring team was about 600 points. And that was like an 11-mans or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I remember casting for it because it was the highest points we've ever had in Base Invaders history, and it was such a great moment to see. Yeah. There was like 12 TCs by that team, multiple high scores in PvP. Like it was nuts.
Yeah, that's what you get, especially with the bigger team size. You do get some more kills traded back and forth. But FXX, like you said, they can slow down the pace a little bit. They don't want to slow down completely because if Twitch or QCYO does find a way to catch back up, could be detrimental. But they don't have to go for all these crazy raids. They don't have to send all 8 players out, where everyone else really does. When you're talking about now QCYO, SpaceX, Knight, they need to do anything they can. They have nothing to lose at this point, And for Twitch, you're still definitely in the running. If you get a TC here or some decent PvP points, you could find a way to sneak yourself up into that top spot.
Exactly. Like if any one of these top 5 teams gets knocked out in the next 10 minutes, any of the other teams remaining teams, really, like let's say all 5 of the top teams get knocked out. It's like 2 leaders. And I forgot what the other team was. But they will be like, you know, in the running to win, you know, and it could be anyone's game then. Like right now, like I said, the reason I said the next 15 minutes are like the most chaotic is because people will start targeting the top ranked teams. Like it can only take 2 minutes to raid a base efficiently if you know where the TC is.
Really is, yeah. You can raid it very, very quickly if they are not careful. And we talked about again, you know, eliminating those top teams is very nice, especially if you are one of those lower teams that want to jump yourself up, or if you know, if you're not in that top 10, if you are in the low top 10, and you have nothing else to lose, at least, you know, getting yourself a moral victory of taking down the top team can be really, really beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. We're back here again at Zero's base, and they have still yet to have their TC be found. We still see Twitch. QCYO has now transferred over here. Twitch is still raiding this hardcore right now, so it doesn't look like they're too concerned about their base. You know, they're probably thinking that their base won't get hit. You know, 10 minutes left. Their base is pretty far out too. Like they're away from everyone, which is crazy. They've done well to defend their base, to be honest. Yeah, crazy as hell.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Like we said, it's a big base. It's hard to get through all of it, and it has some nice nook and crannies that they've utilized, some good peaks to play the defensive game, and defense is what it'll be. You know, as these other teams, we're talking about Twitch, we're talking about QCYO, who need this successful raid, who are just running into a brick wall. Zero able to stop them at the moment. Zero sitting in 7th, and I don't think they'll be able to catch back up and win. They'll most likely still get some defense points from this raid, but while they are in this, you know, defensive type position, they can't really send any of their players out. They all have to be devoted to here, so most likely not going to be able to get too much done here in the final 10 minutes.
I'm going to be completely blatantly obvious here. But blatantly obvious. Zero has no chance of catching up, period, right? And the reason I say this is, like you said, their team is stuck in this base, but it's not like they can catch up anyway. It's like, we look here at QCYO, they also have about, maybe, they have one chance maybe to catch up, and it's with a single TC. Right now they're tied with SpaceX, right? But for like the next 9 minutes, if there is not a TC taken, then FX or Twitch are like the only 2 teams.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
TC is what any of these players need right now to even have a chance, to stand a chance against FX. Like, they're only 1 point away. There's one more piece. And I think the 8 minutes is the highest score we can have for 8 minutes is 5 points. So this is going to be another breaker right here. Yeah. But I genuinely think that if there's a TC to be found, Twitch would be looking for it, man. Because they need that one TC.
Yep.
Already.
Yeah.
So it just comes down to these. Man. Detrimental.
Yep. Final 9 minutes is what it will come down to, and like you said, QCYO, SpaceX, they would need a miracle. Anyone under them, like you said, realistically, is pretty much out of it, especially if you are stuck in your base on a raid defense. But Zero does have the possibility to prevent these teams from winning, to just know that your base held up against all these teams raiding you. We talk about 3, maybe 4 teams at once raiding this base, and it's a really good feat so far from Zero to at least hold down for as long as they have. I mean, we talked about it's a big chunky base, good on their builder to design this one, but also, you know, just to clear those players out, winning those PvP battles has been important to, you know, keep them alive and keep them in this game.
Exactly, man. Like I was saying, the builder of base, or the BB, man, is basically your strongest member of the base. Because there's a team, so I don't know if you know, but we have a kind of a regular. Her name's Kaylee. Now, she plays like a lot with Deathwinger and a couple of other streamers. And now, the only reason aside from the aspect of their play, because Kaylee is there being the mediator for loot, for the base, for like everything. Like, Kaylee is on top of everything. And Now, I feel like someone like Kaylee is one of the strongest players because, again, they keep everyone in check. You know, they're sending you out with gear. They're making sure that all the boxes have loot in them. They're making sure that the base is upgraded. You know, all the stuff in the furnaces is being taken care of. You know.
Yeah.
And then again, I think Kaylee is some of the bases too. Like, it's crazy to think. You know, people look at the base builders so much, and then you look at a player like Kaylee, who just absolutely smashes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So this base builder here has done a fantastic job.
They have, you know, and like you said, sometimes they do get looked down upon, but they are really one of the most important members along, you know, if you have your base builder also being that IGL, that in-game leader role, because you need something like that. I mean, you talk about 8 different voices in a call. If everyone is just screaming over each other, you're going to get nothing done. But if you have, like you said, that one voice, that one leader to make sure everything is going smoothly, making sure the players have what they need to perform. Like, maybe that player isn't, you know, the best at doing PvP, but they're a good communicator. They're good at building. And, you know, if you have that on your team, like you said, it is so helpful. It can help you win games, win tournaments, and keep your base alive when adversity does come.
Exactly, dude. Now we're heading back over here to Chaos. Again, they've defended their base pretty damn well against SpaceX, man. This base is still standing. I'm surprised. They failed very poorly. Like, they've done a very bad job at trying to repair their compound, but this is the most they can do right now. There'd be no point in sealing this because, you know, there'd be no way for him to get out. But yeah, they've done an absolutely amazing job here. So Chaos, good on them for a raid defense. So this is going to net them, I would assume their maximum points would be 40. I'm pretty sure it's the same as taking a TC. So that would be their maximum amount of points that they can gain from this raid defense right now. It all depends on how long that raid went on for, how many people were also killed enemy-wise from those players and that as well. Now, I'm pretty sure all the bases have kind of just stopped raiding right now. The only active raid is down here, Zero's base, which is a base we spent a lot of time
Chonky.
Yeah, the big chonker.
I'd also like to point out a good defense from, like you said, Chaos, but also Twitch. What is going on with this team right now? They are absolutely slaying. They were down a whole TC to FXX, and inside of this base, they have gained 30 points in the matter of 5 minutes, and now they are only down 8.
Yeah, they're going hard on these PvP kills. They want to catch up. Like I said, there was going to be a bit of a fight between the top 2 teams. Now, I genuinely thought that QCYO would have held that second spot. But, you know, anything can happen in Base Invaders, and FX has done a really good job for holding top place right now. We've got Twitch, like you said, at 500 points. They're only 8 points away. And it all comes down to whether or not a team gets a TC. And if there's no TC, it comes down to the PvP points. And FXX probably knows that. There's only 4 minutes left of this raid period. It's only 4 more minutes to get as many points as they can.
Yeah, 4 or 5 minutes. And you mentioned it that QCYO, they were leading for a majority of that early phase, but they kind of slowed down. I think it was just a couple unsuccessful raids that either they ran out of resources, they ran out of time, and they've been raiding this one for a while too, and with no success. Zero, again, on the defense, has been absolutely just a brick wall that they cannot get through. And it's just been rough, you know. QCYO, not a bad performance, I'd say. Like, they've still had 400 points, but at this point, they would need 2 TCs and a miracle to help them get into this one. But, you know, Twitch, again, we talked about it, it is a horse race between these top 2 teams, FXX and Twitch. And Twitch, once again, the lead is now only 4.
These guys are just gonna have to PvP it out to the end. So we can see, we're seeing here that they're getting really desperate here with exploding these walls now. You can see they just blew into more honeycomb that is like there unnecessarily, but I mean that was provoking. I should say, sorry, for getting C4 wasted right there. It's just that triangle is now gone. There was no TC in there, so it's just a waste of time for QCYO to blow that open. Now it seems that Zero is finally going to be pushing out of their base to try and get rid of the stragglers in these walls here. You see a lot of the walls are disappearing now, which, mind you, if they're not in TC range, then the walls will decay 1,000 times faster than they would if they were in TC range. Oh wow, you just see a lot of red. Oh wait, did Twitch get... No, I was going to say, did Twitch get eliminated? I think they've gone back to their base. I think, yeah, Twitch's base is getting raided. Pui is going in. Wait, no, wrong base, wrong base. I think this is it. SpaceX might be raiding. Twitch's base. Please tell me this is Twitch's base. No, dude, I thought Twitch's base was getting raided. Oh my god. No, this is SpaceX's base. So unfortunately, no, I was wrong. Okay, I thought Twitch's base was getting raided, but it must be one of the 5 bases that aren't getting hit right now. But man, dude, with only 2.5 minutes left, I think this is a pretty fair game between FX and Twitch, which I would like to watch them PvP at this point in time, because I feel like there's not going to be a TC taken. Because, you know, Chaos's base isn't being hit, SpaceX's base is pretty much well defended. You've got Puita's base, the fucking Hotel of Nightmares, still standing somehow. This is what I was telling you guys. This is a very formidable base. Like, the first time we seen it, dude, not a single person could find the TC in this base, and it was absolutely crazy. Like, my god. Like, they, you know, if you can get in here and you know the layout of this base, then yeah, by all means, you could get the TC, but unfortunately, no one has managed to get it this time. It seems like Lama's Wi-Fi has died out again with the last 2 minutes left, so it might just be me. We'll wait and see. But fingers crossed right now.
Hear me.
He's back. He's back.
I'm back. Oh, man. We lost Llama again, but I should be good to go here, hopefully for the final minute and a half. Thank you, Sushi, for covering when my Wi-Fi has been getting shot.
You're all good, man. If I don't hear you, I just assume that your Wi-Fi is gone and done is sad. So, like I was saying, man, this base is so formidable. I don't think there's a single person in the time that I've casted that has successfully raided a full complete base like this. Now, I've seen this base get raided before, but it was incomplete. You know, they didn't have enough time during the build period or the PvP period to, you know, really get their base done. But like I said, man, once it's completely done, really formidable.
It really is.
Yeah,
and like you were saying, I've seen versions of it before where it's like, you know, 1 or 2 wall sets, and it's like, well, I'll just destroy 1 layer of foundation and it'll take down half the thing. But this one, like you said, a lot more formidable.
Exactly, man. I've actually seen a really tall base before get 4 foundations and it's gone completely. All of its stability is just gone in those 4 foundations.
Oh, Twitch.
It seems like Twitch might be taking the lead here with only 20 seconds left.
Oh,
Twitch might have the lead here.
Oh, it's going to come down to it. I mean, 20 seconds here for these teams. Yeah, I think they do. I think it's far enough.
We're going to celebrate early here with 10 seconds left. I can't see a way that Twitch...
We're going to curse them.
7 kills in 5 seconds. 3, 2...
Let's see it.
And there it is. Twitch has won a Base Invaders EU 8v8 event. My god, dude, look at this. Completed 2 raids, man. 1 raid defense. 426 kills to 251. Dude, that is a pretty decent KD right there. They've destroyed 807. Placed 807 structures, destroyed 453. They've placed over 1,000 deployables, man. That's a lot of walls. They've crafted 8,000 items, and they gathered 61,000 items. That is a lot, my guy. And they take the lead on a final point. The final points being 530. These guys have done amazing. Here you can see the top kills contributors is GPS player, 105 kills. That is
Nikita.
Crazy, dude. Nikita with 87. Zoe with 71. The fucking gremlin guy with 51. Bugor with 44. Is that Comhate with 34? And that Russian guy whose name I can't even begin to translate with 20 kills. You know, he might have been the base builder, bro. 20 kills like that. We don't know, but good work to Twitch, my guys. We're going to move on and have a look at FX now. We're going to have a look at their stats. And sorry for taking over, Llama, but the stats are kind of...
No, you're fine.
I enjoy the stats. I love looking at their stuff. It's beautiful. So we've got FXs now. Beautiful. They completed 3 raids, Llama. 3 raids we watched them complete.
3. Total
kills, almost 400 total kills. 396 to be exact. Their total deaths, about half that. 2/7. I say about half, but that's like a third. 2/3, sorry, of their deaths. So they had a pretty positive KD here. They've got 526 structures placed, 141 destroyed, 740 deployables, which is significantly less than Twitch placed. Now we have a look down here at items crafted. under 700 items crafted, which means that a lot of their shit came from PvP and
Yeah.
raids.
Yep.
Items gathered. 27. How do you get 27 items gathered? How do you
I don't
get
know.
27 items? Did they only pick up like one hemp fucking bush each? Was that it? Is that what they did? I feel like that's what they're doing. No, we can see that the top kills here. We've got Straxer.net at 86 points, which is their highest kill carrier of the team.
Yeah.
We've got Diana here with 77. Is that Staffy or Straffy with 62? We've got another Russian FX guy with 52, I believe. Yeah, 52. We've got Record. I'm just going to call him Rec with 51 points. Russian Terminator 2005. What a name. With 48. And I'm assuming they're base builder or just terrible PvPer. Hixar. By the way, I'm pulling the piss, man. You guys did amazing to get second place. You guys almost had it very close. Their landing score with 522. We're gonna head on next to SpaceX to check out theirs. I'll let you take this away, Llama.
Yeah, SpaceX are going to get third. Not a bad performance at all. 440 total points. I do like, raid defense was what the main key was for them. They get 3 raid defenses, 2 successful of those offense. But I think more than anything, I think it can't be understated that it was just a Twitch game. I mean, those top 3, SpaceX doing a good job. 32,000 items gathered, beautiful on that, but their kills a little bit less, their KD a little bit closer together, rounding out those top 3 with SpaceX. And I think it was just Twitch did such a good job. I mean, we talked about how FXX, they were up a whole TC with 10 minutes left, 50 points up, and Twitch, they're just like, we'll recover it in PvP points.
Absolutely amazing. You can see here, this is the first team, by the way, that we've seen with animals killed. They killed 1 animal that entire game. That is crazy. Wow, dude. Yeah. I'm on the phone to Peter right now. Look, hey, we've animal. Can we get animal control here, please, for SpaceX? And you go to jail. Killed an animal.
Peter's gonna walk by the police that are trying to protect the hotel that's being 8-man raided.
Oh yeah, not the 8-man heli. Fucking. That's crazy, dude. We can see here with the top kill contributors, by the way. Now we got Wolf at 56, Not Cheater with 51, Falcon 2 with 46, tying that in with the 5Ps with 46 kills again. Falcon 1, the worst of the Falcons right now with 38. Underneath is Pyrokeens, which surprisingly, with 36 kills, Pyrokeens usually gets more kills than that. So I'm either thinking that's an imposter or Pyrokeens has fallen off, man. I don't know. But he only got 36 kills, and we got Falcon 5 with 30 kills. The lowest of the team, I'm assuming, is the base builder. Pyrokeens usually base builds, but that doesn't feel like a base that he made. Now, we're going to move on to our once was leading team, QCYO. Team name that I butchered in the start of the stream. And I feel terrible for. Now, they have completed 1 raid. We've seen that 1 raid, and it was an amazing raid. Now, their raid defenses, they're the only team so far that have had more than 2 raid defenses. These guys have 4. Their total kills are 289, and their total deaths are 270. They're 11 deaths behind. That's a negative KD right there. If it's within 50 kills to deaths, that's a negative KD right there. They only placed 741 walls. It's significantly less at Twitch. We go down here. They've destroyed 72 doors. They killed 4 animals.
They killed 4 animals.
Dude, no way, bro. Peter's gonna be on their ass. There's not really a lot to look at here for their statistic breakdown, though. They've done pretty poorly. So I've got to say, like, kills they did amazing in, but it's like their raids, not like a lot of raids, a lot of raid defenses. Not a lot of kills though. I guess 289's about the standard kills you'll get.
Well, yeah, and
you'll be looking here. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You mentioned it that like there's nothing to look at here, and that's a good point because it just seemed like none of their raids really were successful. They had that first one, but they were put on the defense most of their time. And if they weren't on the defense, it was, taking a raid that was just burning down time. So they got a decent amount of kills, but it never seemed like they could get off on the right foot.
Yeah, it seems like they were just getting, as soon as they put themselves on as first lead, but it seems like they were just targeted, man. And, it feels bad because these guys they had a chance to win this and they just fumbled the bag. Now we have a look down here at the top kill contributors, and we've got Joey here with 68 kills, which is fucking fantastic. This guy is just absolutely nuts. If you've seen this guy throughout the stream, PvPing. This guy was pretty much undefeatable, like unless he got caught off guard. Got Delta Spy with 46, which is significantly less, and it just gets lower from here. Murloc with 43. We've got Lennox with 34. Big Daddy dude with 31. Ella, yeah, like fucking Jesus, what a name. That's a tongue twister. But Ella here was 23, and tied up was Jonan for 23. Now,
Yep.
these guys did amazing as our fourth place team. And the last team we're going to be looking at today is Knight, which is our streamer team, one of our various streamer teams here. No raids completed, which is very surprising, even though they took TCs. Raid defenses is 3. Did really well with the raid defenses. The total kills of 339. Not bad. Very negative KD here with 309 deaths, but these guys did amazing. Wow, 67 doors destroyed and no items crafted. That is crazy. Now, look, I did mention this earlier today too, that this was the team with Deathwinger on it. Now, I'm led to believe that Deathwinger is Dylan Zito because there's that little bit of rivalry, you know, between Dylan and Deathwinger. Now, I don't know if they're friends, like they could be friends. I don't know. I don't dig that far into them. In fact, it's very rare that Deathwinger even reaches out to me to talk, and Dylan Zito has no idea who I am. But we can see here with the top kill contributors, we've got Yomus, who is a very, very frequent flyer to base invaders. He's got 63 kills. It's kind of less than what he usually gets, but still amazing nonetheless. 3 points behind is, I'm assuming that is Lorida, a Lorida fan, with 60 kills. We've got the multiple fours with 57. We've got Don with 45. M6A2, which with 41 points. Mr. Favino, is that Jafino? With 37 points, and obviously Deathwinger down the end there with 30. Obviously, it's not the real Deathwinger, guys. So don't get your hopes up. With 30 kills, which is, you know, pretty all right for this team. You know, I would say they played well. They were at the bottom of the leaderboard, or like under the top 10 for like a long period of time, and getting a couple of those TCs that obviously the raids complete don't tell us they got really boosted their points. And to get 371, like to end on 371 points, is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Now we could take the next 4 teams. Oh, I'm sorry, Llama.
No, you're fine.
So we could look at the next 4 teams, but we don't want to take up any more of your time, guys. So we're sort of just gonna drift away now. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Good, congratulations to Twitch with 530 points. We would get an interview, but I'm not sure these guys want to talk to us. To be honest, I haven't got any information. Yeah, they hate us. Man. They hate us. Deathwinger don't want to talk to me, man. But other than that, guys, congratulations on everyone who played. Thank you all for stopping by and watching the stream. You can catch our VOD on YouTube. It should be up in the next couple of weeks. We'll have to wait for our editor to sort of get that sorted. Thank you again to Rustoria for hosting the servers, and thank you for RustyPot for giving us the money to give to these players for the tournaments. We couldn't really be doing this without them. They are doing flash giveaways this weekend. RustyPot, keep in mind, is a gambling website, so please be over the age of 18. And if you're addicted to gambling, please seek out your country's local helpline for gambling.
Yeah.
I've been Sushi, one of your main casters. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
And
I'm Llama. I am. I'm a Llama, joined by Sushi here in the Kaizen booth. I also appreciate Gigi behind the scenes.
No, we lost. Lost Llama. Thank you. I'll finish off Llama there. But thank you, Gigi, again for behind the scenes as a guy you can hear now. Thank you so much for being our producer for this stream. Again, Gigi, appreciate it. Without further ado, guys, we will see you in the next event, which is the NA 8v8s.